a little bit of news, I guess. I don't know if it's news. I think it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna try and make Thon a thing. Or it doesn't really have to be a thing. It's just gonna be my thing. I have been following some of the neopronoun discussions, and I've always thought, well, I don't want to be a troublemaker. I don't want to stir things up. Neopronouns are kind of troublesome. But when I started thinking about it, there are certain things that would be nice if I could have. The place that I started with this was that I'm at my previous job now, and where I used to be called Ms., people now call me Mr., which is fun. Feels good, but it still is a little bit, there's something a little bit off about it. And for a while, I was thinking I should go by mix, like MX. But the problem is you can't really pronounce that. Don't want to say mix. I mean, you can mix so and so. You can. But once again, it's not quite. Doesn't quite have the ring. So here's a stupid one, and I love it. I I don't think it's stupid. I think I'm gonna go with this star, and that is my creation. But it's coming a little bit from, there's this nifty neopronoun that is called Thon that actually has some really cool historical background. Um, it was a gender neutral pronoun added in 1934. The reason was because newspapers were trying to find a way to report things without giving away the gender of the person uh, who they were talking about. So they, I think they were using she with the slash, things like that. But there was also a weird time where they were using a whole bunch of them. Not necessarily like because of non-binary people, but um, because they wanted to uh, try using a gender neutral pronoun just because they wanted one. So there's a nifty article from the Webster's Dictionary that I found that says that Thon was actually in the dictionary for 30 years or so, almost 30 years, along with a lot of kind of interesting old ones. We got the list included, well, this was from 1991. There was a list of gender neutral third person singular pronouns that had been proposed over the previous 150 years. This list included, but was not limited to, he's, heser, hisser, hem, ons, e, here, he, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce all of these. Hesh, se, si, hish, hirim, ko, te, per, na, en, herm, em, here, and she. I think I've seen people use here. I kind of like per, but like I feel like that would just be a way to get around saying a pronoun, like per so and so, and use their name. There's approximately 80 suggested ways that was not they or theirs. So unfortunately, they all failed to catch on. For a long time, they did the he as a default, or he, she. And then here we have a little bit of description of Thon. Thon is thought to be a contracted form of that one, and was coined in 1858 by Charles Crozat Converse. An attorney and composer, Converse invented more than words. He submitted a claim in 1863 to Scientific American that he had designed a new sort of mangle, a machine for ironing laundry by passing it between heated rollers. Converse is remembered more these days for his linguistic contributions than for his laundering ones. Get rid of all these ads. The initial reason that Thon caught on was that one or more of the editors at Funk and Wagnalls took a shine to the word, and around the turn of the 19th and 20th century it was included in their dictionary. Thon, pronoun of the third person, common gender, meaning that one, he, she, or it. A neoterism, I need to look up that word, proposed by Charles Crozat Converse, and apparently complying with the neoteristic canons, since it supplies an antecedent blank, obeys a simple and obvious analogy, and is euphonious. Oh, interesting. Let's look that up. Neoterism. Oh, newly invented word or phrase. Okay, that's fine. Um, People really wanted Thon to work out, the article goes on to say. The word was used in crossword puzzles for several decades, generally as the answer to the clue of proposed genderless pronoun. It was poked at and analyzed by linguists. The cartoonist Ryan North even devoted one of his marvelous dinosaur comic strips to the topic of Thon. Oh, and I love that so much. You guys. So here I am very much aging myself, but if you don't know about dinosaur comics, you need you need to just like look back in time and find the good things. And dinosaur comics was one of them. It was the coolest thing when I in from the early web, like what was it, 2000 or something. That's not really that early. Early thousands, the aughts, from the aughts. Oh, this one's from 2011. But I like that this existed 10 years ago. Um, so have a look. Have a look at this. There comes a time in each dinosaur's life when he or she must look him or herself in his or her mirror and, excuse me for a moment, English, what the hell? We need some gender neutral pronouns like yesterday. It is impersonal and rude, and don't even try to trot out they for me, English. Okay, this was 2011. We haven't had the it discussion yet, and that's just his opinion. But they is plural and has always been plural, and I've got to believe in the entire history of English communication, I'm not the first person to ever want to talk about someone without blabbing about gender identity. I could use eth/he, but that doesn't work orally. His/her is way cumbersome, and one is so classy that only I ever get to use it. One is good. Um, People have invented pronouns like here, fi, ze, and thon. Ha, thon. Thon enjoy this. But thon think invented pronouns always sound strange. Thon still look for a solution to satisfy everyone. Well, if you don't like both the existing options and the constructed ones, what's left? Thon not know, but Thon know it when Thon see it. Wait, Thon decide that Thon actually awesome word, and everyone should use it. Others now say, there come a time when Thon must look Thon self in mirror. Thon agree. Thon have a lot of introspection to do. Thon believe unexamined life not worth living. And I thought this was cute. I thought it was cute. And I mean, the issues with it and they are issues that some people I think it's a personal issue, but not really that big of a deal. But I think Thon has such a nice sound to it, and like it feels almost more formal to me. Like if it means that one, you're not really directly referring to someone by who they are. You're just saying that one without referring directly to it. Which I like for a couple reasons. One, it sounds really cool. Like I feel like okay, think like old school ball. People are doing like a weird little dance like this with their hands in their pinkies or something. Everyone's in their best, frills, garlands, whatever. Um, you come to the door. There's a trumpeter, and they read your name off the list. And I would love for them to be like, and now we have Bon Alex or whatever. Um, I just feel like that would be the most excellent entrance in a formal occasion. Would love to be Thon in that case. Um, but as a title, I feel like that goes well with Vister, which doesn't get solved with a lot of the pronouns that only go for possessive and basic third person. So Thon and Vister, I feel would make a good combo. Um, I also like it because it lines up better with the way I'm thinking about myself currently in Japanese. Like, Japanese pronouns are a different level of stress because there are third person pronouns, but they aren't usually used, and you can easily get away with not using them. You can just never. But then you have to gender yourself with first person pronouns, which sucks because then things rely on your ability to pull that off. Like, for example, I had a conversation recently about basically there are two masculine pronouns, right? Boku and ore. And boku's for nice boys, and ore is for like tough boys. But if a girl says boku, it's very, very ultra feminine. It's like a very femme thing for a girl to refer to herself as. So if you want to say boku, like you have this other layer of am I passing? Are they thinking that I'm making an ultra feminine statement about myself, or am I just a nice boy? So, uh, oof, that's really rough. I find a lot that I default to the textbook, the watashi, but unfortunately, that is also a feminine pronoun. So, like a native speaker using watashi would that would be feminine. So it's hard. It's a hard life for FTM folk trying to come up with a first person pronoun for yourself. So I end up, yeah, oscillating between the textbook watashi, the gaijin no watashi, which I think works also because most foreign guys also use watashi if they're, you know, they also do. So I feel like I blend in that way. But foreign as in like language learners. But I've taken to using jibun, which means one's own, uh, which has another pack of difficulties in that it can be really ambiguous and you don't know whether someone listening to me wouldn't know if I'm talking about myself or not. Um, and then I sometimes use like over here. So I'll say like kochi or something like that. Even that sounds kind of it's a formal word though, so it sounds a little bit prissy, I think. So I'll just talk about my general location instead of an actual pronoun for myself, which is fine. Like you can do that. You can just refer to someone by their general location, which brings me back to Thon, that one over there. It's like it's kind of like that koitsu. So I might start using kochi or koitsu or something like that and see how that goes. People look at me like I'm insane. So that's kind of my ideas about Thon. I think it's awesome and people should use it more. Um, no, that's all I have. So that was all I have to say about that. So what do you say we get into some medieval dynasty?